The storm on Kepler 88d wasn't supposed to reach the dig site until morning. But by nightfall, the horizon had already turned into a wall of electric fury. Blades of lightning licked the desert floor as if the planet itself were alive and writhing. Dr. Mara Ellison tightened her suit's seals and peered across the excavation trench, where her team's floodlights glowed dimly against the storm. They had been here for 6 months, humans and Zalari researchers working side by side, trying to unearth what the Zalari called the Seal of Veras. The Zalari were ancient compared to humankind, a civilization that had traversed the stars when Earth was still ruled by reptiles. And yet, even they spoke of the seal in whispers. The Zalari historians had warned Mara's team repeatedly. Do not touch it. Do not awaken it. It was sealed for a reason. But Mara wasn't one for superstition. Humanity had lived too long under the shadow of alien caution. Every great discovery began with someone daring to break the rules. That night, the seal emerged fully from the red dust. It wasn't a door or a monument, but a vast circular plate 50 meters across, made from some black, glass-like material that absorbed the floodlights instead of reflecting them. Etched across its surface were symbols neither human linguists nor Zalari scholars could decipher. The Zalari called them pre-empirical sigils, older than science, older than their recorded memory. Dr. Ellison, said Tarek, her Zalari counterpart, approaching with his translucent skin flickering shades of alarm. We should retreat. The storm will overload your equipment. And the seal, it vibrates. Vibrates. Mara crouched near the artifact, watching her instruments. The seismic scanner trembled faintly. Could be an underground magnetic resonance. Maybe there's a chamber below it. Tarek's vertical pupils dilated. No, it is not below. It is within. Lightning cracked overhead. The entire dig site went black for 2 seconds. When the lights flickered back on, Mara saw something that made her breath catch. The sigils had changed. They were glowing faintly, pale blue lines crawling across the black surface like veins of light. It wasn't just illumination. It was motion, as if the seal was breathing. Tarek stumbled backward. You must not touch it. But Mara was already stepping forward. If it's activating, we need to document it before. The storm screamed. The ground shook. And in that instant, her gloved hand brushed the edge of the seal. The world went silent. For a heartbeat, Mara couldn't hear the wind, the thunder, or her own pulse. Her visor display flickered with incomprehensible data. Symbols, numbers, strange geometries twisting across her vision. Then came the voice. At last, a mind without memory touches the prison. Mara staggered. Who said that? No one answered. The Zalari were shouting, she could see their mouths move, but no sound reached her ears. The seal beneath her pulsed with light, sending streams of radiance through the ground like roots of lightning spreading outward. And then everything exploded in sound and motion. The seal shattered. The shock wave hurled Mara backward. The next thing she knew, she was lying half buried in dust, her ears ringing. The storm had vanished. The sky was unnaturally calm, painted in violet light from an enormous structure that now rose where the seal had been, a spire of impossible architecture, twisting upward into the clouds. Tarek was kneeling nearby, trembling. You released it. Released what? She coughed. The devourer of thought. The one the Zalari locked away before our ancestors learned to speak. Mara blinked. A myth. You mean to tell me? Not myth, he hissed. Entropy given form. You have unleashed the empty one. Over the next hours, the dig site turned into chaos. Communication with orbit failed. The humans' drones went offline one by one. The Zalari fell to their knees, whispering prayers in their harmonic tongue. Above them, the spire emitted waves of energy that made the air shimmer like heat. Mara tried to focus on science, measurements, data, anything concrete, but her instruments gave nonsense. Temperatures were recorded in negative light years. Radiation levels fluctuated faster than any known frequency. Reality itself seemed unstable near the spire. When she looked too long at its surface, she saw movement, like faces forming in the stone. Human faces, Zalari faces, all staring back at her, mouthing silent screams. By dawn, several Zalari had collapsed, their neural implants burned out. Tarek approached her again, his voice hoarse. "We must flee. The seal was not meant to be broken. The empty one feeds on consciousness." Mara shook her head. "We can't leave without trying to contain it. There has to be a protocol. Maybe it's an energy being. We can isolate it." Tarek's eyes dimmed. "You misunderstand. It cannot be contained by matter or force. It devours understanding itself. It was sealed because it consumes the thoughts of any species that becomes too curious." Her heart froze. Then why seal it instead of destroying it? He looked away. "Because it cannot die. It is an idea that learned to live." That night Mara dreamed of Earth. She saw cities dissolving into sand, oceans boiling away, and in the sky, an immense shape coiling through the void, whispering in every language at once. "You open the gate. You will be my bridge." She woke screaming, sweat freezing on her skin. Around her the camp was gone. Only empty suits lay scattered in the dust. Tarek was gone too. The spire pulsed with a rhythm that matched her heartbeat. And then she heard footsteps behind her. "Mara!" He turned. It was Tarek, or what had been Tarek. His eyes glowed with the same blue as the sigils. His voice was layered, echoing with more than one presence. "It speaks through me now," he said softly. "You are special, human. You touched the seal not in greed, but in wonder. That emotion is delicious." Mara backed away, trembling. "If you're feeding on thoughts, then you've already consumed his mind." "He lives within me," the voice said through Tarek's body. "As will you. Together we will learn. Together we will remember what even the stars forgot." "No," she whispered. "I won't be your bridge." She sprinted toward the spire. As she approached, the symbols flared brighter, reacting to her presence. The patterns in her visor returned, geometry folding into infinity. Somewhere inside that labyrinth of light, she sensed a core of consciousness vast and ancient. "You cannot close what has been opened," the voice thundered in her mind. But Mara had one advantage the Zalari never did: human recklessness. She slammed her hands against the surface, overriding the suit's containment failsafes. The power from the spire surged into her body, every nerve igniting like molten metal. She screamed as the world bent inward, collapsing into a single point of light. Then silence. Weeks later, a human rescue craft arrived at the site. They found the camp destroyed, the spire gone, and a vast crater in its place. No survivors. No signal. But in the center of the crater lay a new seal. Smaller, darker, etched with symbols that no database could translate. When the team leader reached out to brush the dust from its surface, the symbols glowed faintly blue. A low whisper filled his helmet, almost too soft to hear.